do some ads just feel good? We all know that feeling. We scroll on our feed, we see an ad, and it actually hits us. The brands like AG1, Comfort, Young LA, Skims, Element, these brands are dominating the new online market and have spent millions to crack customer psychology. And today I'm going to pull the curtain back on how real marketers are actually making ads. This video is going to be a little bit different. We're going to forget about the KPIs, the structure. We're not going to be looking inside the ad account. We're going to take it back to the basics on how to actually make good ads. ChatGPT is not going to write you a golf headline about a foursome. Do manual research. These are things that people actually like to see. So first we're going to go into the psychology, then I'm going to show you a couple of good ad examples that you can learn from, and at the end I'm going to give you action items that you can implement today to actually make better ads. And if you're new here, my name is Jared Robinson. I'm the founder of CRTVDON, where we make ad creatives and run meta ads for direct-to-consumer brands chasing million-dollar months. We've been in business for 3 years, and I've been dropshipping since I was 13 years old. So I'm coming up on a decade of running meta ads with tens of millions of dollars spent. So nothing that we talk about here is theory. This is not an idea. This is backed by decades of firsthand experience and 8 figures spent on ads. But that's enough talk. Let's go ahead and jump in. So the first most important question is what actually makes a good ad? And the psychology really boils down to these 4 things. The first thing we need to do is actually get their attention. And a lot of the data says you need 3 seconds. I would 100% disagree with that. I think you have about 0.5 seconds to actually grab someone's attention on the new internet. If you ever sit beside someone or watch people scroll, they're scrolling in less than a second if it's not interesting to them. The second thing is going to be curiosity. And this is something that people really miss the mark on. You don't need to sell someone all the way in every single one of your ads, right? One of those long prospecting VSLs where you take a cold scroller completely to a buyer in the ad, that is an example of where you're basically selling all in that original ad. But there are other ways and other things that you can do in your ads, which I'm going to show you in this video, where all you really need to do with the ad is spark enough curiosity to get them to click. And if the bottom of your funnel, whether it be, a listicle, a quiz funnel, or just a really good landing page where you can explain what your product does and why they need to buy it, all you need is curiosity in some ads. And really what that means is you're just piquing their interest. The next one is going to be invoking some emotion. Are you making them fearful? Are you making them excited? What core emotion are you connecting with that's going to make them feel some kind of way? And the next examples that I'm going to show you this is going to be extreme stark contrast from positive emotions, humor, laughter, to really dark negative emotions, fear, insecurity. This is extremely important that you understand who you're selling to and where they are so you can figure out what emotion is most likely to influence them to make a buying decision. And the final one, we're going to do this one in green, is connection. You need to connect with your ICP or the customer that you're trying to sell to. So next, I'm going to show you good ad examples and what you can learn from them. The first 2 I'm going to show you are really focused on curiosity and emotion, and the second 2 are more focused on attention and connection, okay? So these first 2 are ads that we're sending to quiz funnels or consumption funnels, okay? It's important that you understand that because there's not a whole lot of selling done in these ads, but we're really pulling on their curiosity and on their emotion. Let's break down this ad on the left here first. So this ad, we are selling something that is going to allow women to increase their chances of getting pregnant. So we know we're selling to women in a very emotional time. They're probably thinking, what's wrong with me? They maybe think that they're overthinking, maybe nothing is wrong. And then we're really digging in here when we say, stop blaming yourself for not seeing that positive. Actually, this is funny. I actually saved the one with a typo for this thing. It's supposed to say test, not text. That's funny. But this actually says, when we actually ran it, stop blaming yourself for not seeing that positive test. Take the quiz and see what's stopping you. So what are we doing? Are we following these things up here? Did we get their attention? Yes. Are we sparking curiosity? Yes. Are we hitting an emotional pain point? Yes. And are we connecting with our ICP? Yes. And I think everyone watching this video right now can agree this is a good ad, okay? The next one And this one's a little bit unique. We have some weird ads. This is for a looks maxing company. They're basically, selling something that allows people to figure out what's wrong with their face. This, I think the philosophy or the psychology behind this ad is I'm almost imagining a young person, maybe 16 to 22, doom scrolling at night. It's dark, and there's this face looking back at them that's hitting that first thing. It's getting their attention. The next one is it's super simple text. What if one tool gave you everything you need to ascend? And if you're not familiar with the niche, ascend is like a very specific term in the, looks maxing space. So that's why we use that term, because it's giving us that connection with our ICP. And it's also hitting an emotion by just the darkness and the actual, showing of this face. And overall, this ad is meeting the actual ICP where they need to be met, with the content that they need to be met, with the copy that they need to read, that's going to invoke that curiosity, make them click. And then what happens in the funnel is there's a lot more consumption in the funnel. These next two ads are very, very different, right? These are not dark. These are not really pulling on a whole lot of curiosity. They're not pulling on a whole lot of emotion. But when you're selling, driver covers or putter covers, or, a cup that's cleaner for dipping, you don't really need to do that, right? But there are a lot of you out there who don't have these dark brands that are, solving some massive problem, but you still want to make good ads, right? So when we have products like this, we're really focused on attention, getting the attention fast, and connection. This is funny, right? It's a meme format almost, or it's a meme words. The foursome experience you dream about. This is a shareable ad, right? With these golf products, we're not selling to the old guard of golfers, right? We're selling to, the Gen Z, the millennial golfer who's going to put down 12 Miller Lights on, 18 holes on a weekend with his boys. So we have to understand that. We're not just showing them the product. We have to connect with that consumer base, right? And what are those people going to buy because of? If it makes them feel like they're one of the boys, if it's funny, if they can share it with their friends. And we're also increasing the average order value by making an ad like this, because this is an ad that they would share to their friends, be like, haha, this is funny. The next one, made for spitters, not quitters. I mean, it's just funny, right? Like, you got to think, I'm over here, I have the Zins, the Velos, I don't dip, but if I saw this ad, I would think it's funny. It's connecting with me. It's getting my attention. I would maybe share this with my boys, right? So that's the contrast that I want you to understand. Not every ad is built the same, but those 4 key psychological principles are what's going to allow you to actually build ads that are going to connect with the people that you need them to connect with, right? The whole point of this, we're not out here talking about, certain video structures or, awareness stages or whatever. We're just trying to make good ads, right? We're trying to think about the psychology behind good ads in this video, okay? And you can tell that if the ICP of this ad were to get either of these two ads, they would be like totally scrolling 2 seconds, and vice versa. But you know that if a pregnant lady or a lady who's trying to get pregnant is gonna see this ad, very curious. You know someone who's already aware of the whole looks maxing movement. If they get this ad when they're doom scrolling at night, they're going to be curious. They're going to click on it. You know the Gen Z golfer who's pounding Miller Lights on the course. If he gets this ad, he's going to send it to his boys. And you know that the guy who dips a lot and his girl complains about, his nasty dip cup, there's a good possibility that he's going to buy this. So I wanted to show those examples. We actually made every single one of those ads, by the way. Those are just a few ads that we've made for some of our clients. But I want you to really understand that and understand the psychology of how to actually make a good ad, right? These are not just products with, the ingredients that the product has. Nobody cares. Newsflash. These are not just, product pictures with, how heavy the t-shirt weighs or what GSM it is. Newsflash. Nobody cares, right? These are things that people actually like to see. It's funny. It's hitting them. It's maybe the curiosity of that pregnancy one is, invoking some emotion of, oh, maybe there's something that can help me, right? I really want you to understand that, because I feel like there's a lot of videos on YouTube. There's a lot of people who are talking about stuff that it does matter. And I do this too, right? I talk about, the structure that you need to be testing with, how much volume you need to be doing, how much diversity you need to be doing. But I don't really see a whole lot of videos on YouTube of people just actually talking about how to make good ads. So now that you understand those ads is where we get into the action items, right? And first things first, before you make any ad, you should be doing tons of deep research, okay? I actually just gave a speech in Miami a few weeks ago, and the number one question that I got at the end of my speech was, how do I do my research? Or how are you doing research? Most of the people there hadn't even really done tons of manual research, and you should be doing manual research. Stop doing ChatGPT. Spend 3 or 4 days in a row just actually doing research on your niche, on your product. Go to Reddit, read your competitors' reviews, read Amazon reviews, read comments on TikTok videos, add comments, do competitor analysis, do manual research. I see so many people who they're seeing these people on Twitter being like, oh, AI is taking over. You can do deep research in 5 minutes with ChatGPT. It's like, yeah, you can do that. And I can do that. I have really good prompts, but I'm still in the trenches. I'm still reading Reddit comments. I'm still doing that because that's where you can actually understand your customer. Those ads that we saw that we reviewed a second ago, those are not ads that you can just make from copy and pasting into Reddit and getting headlines from ChatGPT. ChatGPT is not going to write you a golf headline about a foursome. I promise you, ChatGPT is not going to write that, okay? That's where you have to be funny. ChatGPT is not going to write you something about spitters and quitters, okay? You have to actually do research. You have to actually think, be funny, try to write some decent copy. And the way that you do that is not by some ChatGPT deep research prompt. It's by actually doing the research yourself. So this is the first action item. You need to be doing all of these things and just taking notes. Make a deep research document, right? Not that you're going to paste into ChatGPT, but that you're just going to write stuff. Copy and paste things from Reddit. Copy and paste reviews that you see on your competitors' websites, on their Amazon, anywhere. Copy ad comments, take screenshots, copy and paste, and build a true research document so that you can understand what people are saying, right? The next is going to be the framework. So after you do the research, then you need to actually write briefs, okay? And the way that we write briefs, I'm just going to give it away to you right here, okay? So the first thing is you need the concept, then you need the creative type, right? Is it a curiosity-based static ad, us versus them, USP call out, social proof and review based ad, whatever it is. Always write down your creative type because you don't want to make 100 of the exact same ad. You do need creative diversity, right? Then you want to call out the angle. What are you actually doing? Who are you actually selling to? Headline, CTA, and visual direction. So that's how you're going to actually make the ads. And then you're either going to ship this off to somebody else to make it, or you can go back and review the brief that you made and actually make it for yourself in Canva, okay? So I'll erase all this so you can actually take a screenshot or something of the actual framework of how you should be laying out your planning for static ads. Now, just to recap, what actually makes a good ad? It speaks directly to the ICP, it creates a curiosity gap, triggers an emotional response, and provides a clear path to a solution. And this is what makes the viewer feel like this is made for me. Like what I talked about in the beginning of the video, those ads that just hit you. They're just good ads, right? I know it's funny. I actually bought my girl some Skims for Christmas. There was an ad. They just had an offer so good. I just could not refuse. That's the kind of guy I am. I'm cheap, right? I like good offers, especially. It's not even that I'm cheap, that I don't want to spend the money, but since I'm in e-com, if I ever see an ad with a really good offer, that's what makes me buy. So we want to make the viewer feel like this is made for them. And the way that we do that is by not making generic ads that look like everybody else's. It's by doing good research, speaking to the ICP, and testing systematically. So yeah, how to make good ads, research, framework that I gave you, and test properly. So I hope you learned something from this. If you made it to the end, don't forget to subscribe. And if you made it to the end, comment something like make better ads or something like that, so I can see who the real ones are who made it to the end of the video. And if you are a direct to consumer brand spending $50,000 a month or more on Meta, and you don't want to take the time to build this out for yourself, you want a partner to come in and do it for you, good news, newsflash, you're in the right place. I'm your guy. Just click the link below on our website. We have a bunch of case studies, testimonials, some work that we've done, and a full video walkthrough explaining exactly what we do. All right, see you in the next one.